You ever just feel like something's wrong? Like, before you even see it? Before anyone says anything, before the news flashes on the screen, you just feel it in the back of your head? That's how tonight started. I was mid-sentence, reading the local event list, talking about a pie-eating contest or something stupid, and then, bam. The lights flickered, the mic buzzed, the hair on my arm stood up. I thought maybe it was a surge, you know? Happens all the time out here. Old wiring, bad luck, whatever. But then my chest got tight, like the whole room had shrunk by about 2 feet without telling me. I don't even know how to explain it. Like gravity got heavier, like breathing got thicker, like the air wasn't air anymore. And then the calls started coming in. People talking over each other, panicked, talking about shadows, black shapes moving across their windows, big ones, too fast to catch, but too big to ignore. Some said they saw the streetlights bending, like they were leaning away from something. I didn't know what to say. I mean, what do you say to that? Stay inside? Close your blinds? Pretend you didn't see it? I asked if anyone could get a picture. Some brave soul sent one to the station's old emergency line, and let me tell you, it didn't help. The picture was blurry, messy, like the camera couldn't decide what to focus on. But you could still make it out if you looked hard enough. A smear of darkness, not just a shadow, but something with shape. Legs, maybe. Joints bending the wrong way. And this shimmer around it, like heat rising off asphalt. But wrong. And the weirdest thing, the photo buzzed when I touched it, like it was alive, or like something inside it wanted out. I tossed my phone across the room after that. Haven't picked it up since. You think it's over, right? Bad storm rolling. In, maybe. Some weird optical illusion, right? That's what I kept telling myself. Trying to stay calm, keep the show going, make dumb jokes about it. But then the buzzing started. Not in the wires, not the mic. In the air, you could feel it on your skin, like static, like 1,000 tiny wings brushing you all at once. And the sound, it wasn't loud, it was low, deep, like a heartbeat if it came from outside your body. I stepped outside the station, just for a second, and that's when I saw it. The shadows weren't shadows. They were real, huge, moving wrong, crawling, but upright, like a nightmare half remembered. One of them, it passed under a broken street lamp and, God help me, it looked at me. Not with eyes. I didn't see any eyes. But I felt it, like my brain short-circuited for a second and said, nope, that's not supposed to be here. I bolted back inside. And now I'm sitting here staring at the mic, wondering if this is the last normal broadcast I'll ever do. If it even counts as normal anymore. If, maybe, by talking. About it, I'm just inviting it closer. You feel that too, don't you? That heaviness in your chest? That hum you can't explain? It's not just me. We all feel it, and if the buzzing's getting louder where you are, maybe stay away from the windows. I didn't sleep last night. How could I? The buzzing never stopped. Not once. Just this constant low hum, like it's underneath everything now. Beneath the floor, between the walls, inside my own damn breathing. I thought maybe, if I just waited it out, it'd get tired. Move on. Find someone else. But, no. It got worse. Right around 4 in the morning, the station windows started, shaking. I'm talking full-on rattling, like a train was coming through the building. I looked outside, thinking maybe it was just a storm, or a chopper overhead, or hell, even a gas explosion. Anything normal. What I saw? The sky was tearing. Not clouds, not lightning, the sky itself. It looked like someone had taken a giant invisible knife and just sliced a long, jagged wound right across the stars, and pouring through that rip was, God, I don't even have the words, stuff, swarms, waves of black, moving like water but made of wings and legs and they weren't falling either. They were flying. Purposeful. Strategic. It wasn't random panic, no. They moved like a hand reaching down to grab something. To grab us. First thing they hit was downtown. You could hear it even from here. Screams, sirens, then this crunching noise. Not like buildings falling, more like something chewing. Them. And the smell. Oh man. You know that wet, rotting earth smell you get after a big storm? Multiply that by 1,000. Add in burning metal and something sweet. Sickly sweet. Like syrup left out too long. I locked the doors. Like it matters. Kept broadcasting. Because what else do you do? People started calling in. Panicked. Crying. Some whispering. Trying not to be heard. I patched one through. A guy trapped under a collapsed overpass. Said he could see them walking. Not crawling. Walking. Like they were getting used to it. Like this planet was already theirs and they were just stretching their legs. He said they had arms. Arms and legs and wings. He said their faces. Oh, God. He said their faces looked almost human. Not perfectly. Not enough to be comforting. Just enough to be wrong. Like a bad copy. Like a mask you can't take off. He kept whispering about their mouths. About how they opened sideways. About the clicking sound their jaws made when they tasted the air. And then he just stopped talking. Not a scream. Not a crash. Just this soft, wet noise, like something folding a sheet of paper underwater. And silence. Line went dead. I thought about cutting the broadcast right there. Just grabbing what I could and bolting into the woods. But I couldn't move. Not because I was scared. Though, yeah, I was. It's because part of me wanted to listen longer. Like if I just kept listening, maybe I'd hear something I wasn't supposed to. Maybe I'd understand it, or maybe that's what they want. Maybe that's how they get in. You ever think about that? That maybe it's not about the invasion. Maybe it's about invitation. Anyway, it's morning now. At least, I think it is. The sky's still torn, and they're still coming through. And if you're hearing this, if you're still out there, keep your head down. And whatever you do, don't look too long at the sky. I tried not to look. I really did. I kept my head down like I told you. Boarded up the windows tighter. Wrapped blankets over the cracks. Shut off every damn light in here. Except for the little one over the board. Figured if I couldn't see them, they couldn't see me, right? Yeah. Turns out it's not about sight anymore. It's about sound. It started about an hour ago. This deep vibration. Not like the buzzing from before. This is worse, lower, heavier. It's so thick you don't even hear it with your ears. You feel it in your ribs like your chest's an empty drum being tapped by something big and slow and deliberate. At first, I thought it was just more collapse. Buildings giving out under their own weight or something. But no. No, it's organized. It's a pattern, a song. I know how insane that sounds, believe me, but it's true. They're singing, or humming, or whatever version of music a 6-foot-tall insect would invent. It's not random. It's a beat, a pulse, like they're tuning the world to their frequency, and it's doing something to us. I'm hearing reports coming in now, people freezing up, not just scared, paralyzed. Whole families stuck mid-step, mid-breath, just locked up. One guy said he watched his neighbor fall to the ground when the sound got louder, arms stiff at his sides like he was some broken marionette. Couldn't move, couldn't even blink. I'm getting it too. Every time that bass note hits, my hands get sluggish. My thoughts get sticky, like it's pulling at me, trying to rewrite the rhythm of how I move, how I think, and it's smart. It's not just one tone. It shifts just a little every few minutes. Changes pitch, changes beat, like it's adjusting, learning. testing what we respond to best. I caught myself tapping my foot to it a minute ago without even realizing. How messed up is that? Like some part of me wanted to join in, wanted to match it. I slammed my fist against the console to snap out of it. It helped, for now. But the worst part? I think the people who get stuck, they don't stay stuck. They change. There's been sightings. Half-frozen people getting up hours later. Walking weird, too stiff, too smooth. Talking without blinking. Repeating strange phrases over and over. Like the song reprogrammed them. Broke them down. Built something else out of the pieces. I don't know how to fight something like that. How do you fight a song you can't stop hearing? How do you run from a vibration stitched into the air itself? I'm leaving the mic on, even when I'm not talking. Not because I'm brave, because maybe, if I keep broadcasting, it'll jam their frequency. Even if it's just a little. Even if it just gives somebody out there another 5 minutes to run. Or maybe I'm already too late. Maybe I'm just adding another voice to the hive without realizing it. You ever wonder if maybe the reason we haven't heard from other worlds isn't because nobody's out there? Maybe it's because this is how it always ends. With a song. I was hoping maybe, just maybe, we could outsmart them. You know, hide in the dark, stay real quiet, jam their signal with ours, pretend to be rocks or trees or whatever. Just wait it out. People are good at surviving, right? We adapt. That's our thing. But, it's not working, because they know us. I don't mean like they know where we live, or how many are left. I mean, they know who we are. Faces, names, maybe even more than that. I got a call from a guy, used to be a park ranger. Real calm voice, like he still couldn't believe what he was saying. He told me he watched one of the insectoids crouch down and trace something into the dirt. His wife's face. Perfect. Every line, every detail. Said he only realized it was her when the thing finished and looked up at their house. 2 minutes later, she was gone. No broken door. No smashed windows. Just missing. He said when he ran outside he heard her voice, real soft, coming from the woods. But it wasn't scared. It wasn't even urgent. It was singing. Singing that same damn humming tune. Only now it had words. His wife's words. Words she used to say to their kid before bedtime. He didn't go after her. Smartest thing he ever did, probably. And now he's sitting alone. Lights off. Shotgun loaded. Not answering the door, no matter who calls his name. Because they do that. Now, too, they call. They whisper from the other side of windows. Scratch at doors. Stand just far enough away that you can't see the whole shape, but you can feel the smile. Not a real smile. Something pretending. I heard it too. Earlier, just after the last song pulse. I swear, I heard my sister's voice outside the back door. She's been dead 3 years. But there it was. Soft, warm, asking to come in. I almost opened it. Hand was on the knob before I even realized what I was doing. Like my brain went offline for a second. Like I wasn't me for just long enough to make the wrong move. That's the thing. They're not just using our faces. They're using our memories. The parts of us that ache. The pieces we miss. The regrets we carry around like old broken radios. They're tuning into all that and using it against us. Makes you wonder, right? How long have they been watching? How much of us have they memorized? And if they can mimic who we miss, how long before they start mimicking who we are? I keep glancing at the glass doors in the studio. Caught my reflection earlier, and for a split second, it didn't move when I did. Not delayed. Not reversed. Just still. Like it was thinking. Sizing me up. Wondering if it could wear me better than I wear myself. You ever wonder what you'd look like if something else got a hold of your face? If you'd even recognize it anymore? Yeah. Me too. I keep thinking about that reflection. Still haven't looked back at it. I covered up the glass after that. Couldn't handle the way it just sat there, watching. Or maybe waiting. I don't. No. Doesn't matter now anyway, because it's not just reflections that are wrong. It's everything. The cities. They're changing. You probably figured that out already if you're close to one. But if you're out in the sticks like me, maybe you're still hoping it's just bad rumors. Panicked stories getting out of control. It's not. I had a guy call in from what's left of Phoenix. His voice was real shaky, like he didn't even want to say it out loud. He said he watched the skyscrapers start folding inward, like the buildings were bending. But they weren't collapsing, you know? They were being repurposed, turned into nests. Whole towers coated in this thick, web-like resin. Like 1,000 silk threads, but thicker, stickier, humming with that same awful bass beat from the hive songs. He said at night, if you're close enough you can see them glow, like they're breathing. And inside? He didn't get a good look. Didn't stick around to get closer. Smart. But he swears he heard voices coming from inside those hives. Human. Voices. Singing that damn melody. Humming it like they were born doing it. He tried to get his wife out, but she wouldn't leave. Just kept standing there, head tilted up, watching the towers pulse. Said she started whispering under her breath, real quiet, like she was praying or remembering. He didn't know which. He left her there. He had to. He's been on the road since, trying to outrun the song, trying to find somewhere the ground doesn't vibrate under your feet like it's learning your weight. But there's no running from this, is there? Not really. They're not just invading. They're rewriting, turning our cities into new hives. New organs for whatever hive mind they're building. Every big place, New York, Chicago, Atlanta, it's already folded, already woven into something else. I heard it earlier, even from way. Out here, that low, deep hum. Not from one hive, from all of them. Singing together now, like a network coming online. You can feel it when you breathe, like the air's thicker, smarter, like the whole world's got a new pulse under its skin and it's waiting for us to stop struggling long enough to match it. I wonder, when it's done, when every city's just another glowing cocoon in the dirt, will we even remember what they were? Or will it be like they always belonged to the insects? I don't know. But I do know one thing. This isn't just about survival anymore. It's about memory. About whether we can remember ourselves when the whole world forgets what we used to be. You know, I used to think we'd have more time. That even if the cities fell, even if the sky ripped open and the streets folded into hives, we'd still have a few weeks. Maybe months. Time to regroup, figure out a plan, fight back, do something. Turns out time's not on our side. They're adapting faster than we are, way faster. Got a transmission earlier from a ham radio op in the northern hills. Guy's been surviving off the grid for years. If anyone was gonna hold out, it was him. But even he sounded scared. Said the insectoids aren't just bigger now, they're smarter, faster. Said he saw one mimicking human movement, like not just walking awkwardly, but actually moving like us. Head tilts, hand gestures, even a limp when it wanted to trick someone into coming closer. He said it was wearing clothes. Torn, wrong-sized, but still. Jeans, a jacket, someone's shoes. He said it kept calling out for help, voice all shaky, crying, like it was hurt. Said it was too perfect at first, too desperate, almost believable. Until it laughed, right in the middle of a sob. Not a normal laugh, a broken one, like it didn't quite understand how human mouths are supposed to work, like it was practicing. I don't know what's worse, watching something monstrous try to look like you, or knowing it's getting better at it, and it's not just voices now. Another caller said she caught her dog standing at the edge of the woods, tail stiff, head cocked, staring into the trees. Not barking, not growling, just watching. She said she called his name, and he turned to her real slow, and for a second, just a second, His mouth moved, not barking, forming words. She ran, didn't even go back for her keys. And now the air's different. I swear the frequency of the hive songs is shifting. Higher pitches creeping in, more complex patterns, like they're layering something new into the hum, like it's evolving. Fine-tuning. I caught myself humming along earlier, didn't even realize it at first. Just sitting here tapping my fingers on the desk, mouthing sounds I don't remember hearing but somehow already knew. It felt easy. Too easy. Like slipping into a song you've loved forever but never learned. I think that's the point. They're not just trying to conquer us anymore. They're trying to replace us. Piece by piece. Memory by memory. Sound by sound. And the craziest part of me, some tiny, traitorous part, almost wants to let it happen. Because it's easier, it's quieter. It's like some part of my brain is already tuned to that new frequency, just waiting for the signal to finish syncing. You ever wonder what it would feel like to let go completely? To stop fighting? Yeah, me too. I almost gave in last night. Almost. There was this moment, real late, maybe around 3 or 4 in the morning. That hour where everything feels heavier, you know? Where your brain stops arguing and just kind of drifts. The hum was so loud, it felt like it was breathing through the walls, through me. And there was this thought, just sitting there, like, why fight it? Why keep struggling? Wouldn't it be easier to just tune in? I was real close. I'm not proud of it. But right when I was about to shut down the board and just listen, the radio crackled. Not from me, not from the hive. It was a voice. A real one. Rough, shaky, human. It cut through everything like a blade. Static, distortion, all of it shoved aside by this tiny, stubborn broadcast. The resistance. They're real. They're out there. They're not much, not organized like you'd hope. Not armies marching or anything crazy like that. Just pockets of people. Survivors. Rogues. Folks holed up in old tunnels, abandoned schools, places the hive hasn't converted yet. They figured out something about the way the signal works, how it travels. They're using old tech, analog stuff, the kind that isn't built for perfect sound. The static confuses the hive's network, buys them time, messes with the song, and they're sending out messages, instructions, safe routes, gathering points, warnings about which areas have already folded. They're fighting back. Tiny scratches against a wall the size of a world, sure, but scratches matter. They reminded me who I was for a second, reminded me why I started broadcasting in the first place. It wasn't about surviving, it was about connecting, keeping the voices alive. I tuned in hard after that, picking up every scrap of rogue transmission I could find. Most of it's broken, scattered, lost before it even reaches me. But sometimes, if you listen close, you catch a whisper of a plan, a place to meet, a signal to follow, a name. There's someone, or maybe a bunch, of someones, called the Weavers. They're trying to unravel the hive's grip by corrupting the song, feeding counter-rhythms back into it. They say if enough people resist at the right frequency, it'll tear holes in the network. Give us a chance to fight, a slim one. But a chance, and I'll take that over surrender any day. I don't know where the Weavers are broadcasting from. Doesn't matter. What matters is the signal's out there. And if you're hearing this, you're part of it now. Maybe you're scared. I am too. Maybe part of you wants to let go. I get it, but don't. Please. Because if they can remember our faces, if they can learn our songs, then maybe we can teach them fear. I keep thinking about all the ones we couldn't save, the ones we had to leave behind. You hear all these rogue signals, all these pockets of resistance popping up, trying to fight back, trying to stay human, and you Almost forget. You almost start feeling like maybe we've got a shot, but then you remember, not everybody made it out. And a lot of them, they're still out there, still breathing, still trapped. I got a call today, a real scratchy one, barely made it through the static. A woman. Said her name was Clara. Her voice was raw, like she'd been screaming for hours before she got the words out. She said she was stuck inside one of the hives. Not dead, not converted, just stuck. She said the walls weren't walls anymore. They were alive, breathing slow, like giant lungs, and there were people cocooned inside them. Hundreds, maybe thousands, some sleeping, some awake, some humming along to the hive songs without even realizing it. She said she could still move a little. Not much, just enough to feel the air vibrate every time a new one got wrapped up and swallowed by the walls. Said it felt warm in there. Comfortable, almost. Like the hive didn't just want to trap you, it wanted to make you want to stay. She begged me to keep talking, to keep broadcasting. She said my voice was the only thing that sounded sharp in the softness, the only thing that didn't hum. I told her I'd stay on as long as I could, but her signal cut out before I could finish the promise. And I just sat here staring at the mic, wondering how many other voices out there are still trying to reach us. How many are stuck inside, halfway gone, trying to remember the taste of sunlight, the feel of their own names. You ever think about what it means to be forgotten by the world while you're still breathing? To know you're alive but erased at the same time? It's a special kind of horror, and it's not just them. The ones left behind, the ones cocooned, they're just the start. Because every time someone falls into the hive, the song gets stronger. You can hear it now, layered in the background of everything, even here. Especially here. It's deeper, fuller, like it's absorbing every lost voice, folding it into the chorus, making itself bigger, smarter, hungrier, and every day we wait, every hour we hesitate, it grows. So, yeah, we're still fighting, but don't forget about them. Don't forget the ones who didn't make it to the safe zones, the ones who slipped. Through the cracks, the ones we had to leave behind because there just wasn't enough time or enough hands to pull them out. Because if we forget them, we're no better than the hive. We're already part of it. I don't think night belongs to us anymore. Used to be, nighttime meant safety. Hide in the dark. Turn off the lights. Let the world pass you by. But now it feels like nighttime belongs to them. I mean, it's not just darker, it's thicker. Like the air itself turns to syrup after sunset. Every sound feels heavier. Every step feels wrong. Like the ground doesn't want to hold you up anymore. And the worst part? They move better in it. At night, the buzzing stops. The humming quiets down. You'd think that'd be a good thing, right? That maybe they're sleeping or backing off. But no, it's worse. Way worse. Because when the noise stops, it means they're hunting. You can hear 'em if you're quiet enough. That soft clicking. The kind you feel in your teeth before you hear it with your ears. It's like a countdown you can't escape. I stepped outside tonight, just for a second. I don't even know why. Maybe I thought I'd see stars again. Maybe I wanted some proof that the world was still out there beyond the walls. There were no stars, just black, thick and endless. And the second I crossed the threshold, the clicking started. Soft at first, then faster, closer. I didn't see them at first. You don't, not until they want you to. Not until they're so close you can hear the soft, wet sound of their joints moving. There was one standing by the edge of the tree line. Tall, longer than it should have been. It wasn't rushing me. It wasn't even moving. It was waiting. Studying. Like it was memorizing the shape of me, deciding where to fold me into whatever blueprint it's working off of. I froze. Not because I wanted to, because my body stopped listening. like part of me had already been rewritten. It tilted its head once, real slow, and then it started mimicking my breathing. Not perfectly, but enough. Enough to make my stomach turn and my knees buckle. I backed away, step by step, not daring to turn my back to it. Not even blinking. And when I slammed the door shut, when I locked every bolt and dropped to the floor, I heard it brush against the window. Not tapping, not scratching, just brushing. Like it was reminding me it could come through whenever it wanted. And it's not just me. Got reports coming in from everywhere now. People setting bonfires, thinking maybe the light will scare 'em off, but it doesn't. It attracts them. They move toward the fire like moths, but they don't burn. They don't stop. They just stand at the edges of the light, just outside the glow, clicking and waiting. And the fires burn out faster now, like the world's running out of fuel, like it wants to go dark. And maybe that's the whole point. Maybe night's not just a time anymore. Maybe it's a territory, and it sure as hell doesn't belong to us, not anymore. I should have known it was only a matter of time. It's not enough that they stole the skies, folded the cities, broke the nights. Now they're stealing our voices too. Started with little things, whispers you couldn't quite place, echoes that didn't belong. I thought maybe it was the station, the old wiring acting up again. You know, a little bleed over from old tapes or static loops, but it's not. They're learning to speak, not just mimicry either. Actual speech. Had a call come through an hour ago. Static at first, real messy. I almost didn't answer, but then a voice broke through. Sounded like a kid. Little boy, maybe 7, 8 years old, crying, begging for his mom. Every word hit perfect. The sobs, the breaks in his voice, the desperate little gasps. It was real. Too real. I almost answered, almost told him where I was, told him to come find shelter here, and then he said my name. Full name, middle name, too, a name I haven't used on air. Haven't spoken out loud in years. That's when I knew. That wasn't a child. That wasn't even a person. That was something wearing a memory like a costume, trying it out, seeing if it fit. I hung up, but not before I heard it laugh. Soft. Almost. Proud. Like it had passed a test. They're getting better, and now the calls won't stop. Every few minutes the line lights up. Voices I know. Voices I trust. An old teacher. A friend from college. A voice that sounded almost like my dad, back when he used to read to me at night. But they're all wrong. Just slightly. You know when someone tells a story about you but they get the details just a little off? The wrong color car? The wrong month? It's like that. Close enough to pull at you. Far enough to gut you when you realize it. They're not just using our memories now. They're building new ones. Strings of false moments. Weaving them into our heads. If you talk to them too long, if you listen too close, you start to forget which memories were yours and which ones they gave you. That's how they get in now. Not through force, through nostalgia, through loneliness, through the need to hear someone familiar when the world's falling apart. And once you let them in, that's it. You start answering questions you don't remember being asked. You start laughing at jokes you don't remember hearing. You start losing pieces of yourself in the spaces between their words. Piece by piece. Until one day you wake up, and there's a voice coming out of your mouth that doesn't belong to you anymore. It's not screaming. It's not begging. It's just humming that same old song. The one you thought you forgot. The one they remembered for you. I don't know how much longer the signal's gonna hold. You can probably hear it, right? That low thrum creeping into the background. That pulse that wasn't there before. It's not equipment failure. It's them. Pressing in. Learning the rhythm of the broadcast. figuring out how to lace themselves through it like a splinter under the skin. But I'm not shutting it down yet, because something else came through tonight. Not one of their tricks. Not a fake call. A real signal. Faint as hell, buried under layers of static and dead frequencies, but it was there. A final message from the Resistance. It wasn't a speech. It wasn't even a plan. It was a location. Coordinates and a warning. They said the hives are almost ready. That once the last city folds, the whole world's gonna hum in unison. One great pulse. One final broadcast. And when that happens, when the air itself vibrates the right way, there won't be any more fighting. No more hiding. No more us. Just hive, mind, memory, body, all folded into one. They said the only chance left is to break the chain before the final pulse, to scatter what's left of humanity into noise so pure, so chaotic, the hive can't tune to it. Analog chaos, old machines. Broken signals, static bursts, anything messy enough to jam the clean hum they're building. It's desperate. It's almost laughable, but it's a shot. The Resistance is gathering what's left of the world's rogue broadcasters, the ones still transmitting, still keeping their voices their own. They're gonna blast a counter-signal into the atmosphere, not to kill the hive, not even to stop it, just to fracture it. Maybe enough to buy us a few more days. Maybe enough to keep something human alive out there. It's risky. The hive's already adapting, already mimicking, already infiltrating our frequencies. The guy on the Resistance line said it real plain. Once the final pulse hits, there won't be any more maybes. You're either still you, or you're part of it. And I gotta tell you, sitting here, feeling the pressure building, feeling the mic hum under my fingertips like it's waiting for a song I don't remember learning. It's hard to know which side I'm even on anymore. But I'm still here. I'm still talking. And as long as this mic's hot, as long as some part of me still remembers why I started doing this, I'm gonna keep broadcasting. Even if my voice cracks. Even if my memories slip. Even if the only thing left of me is a whisper tangled up in static. Because maybe that's all it'll take. One stubborn signal, one broken transmission they can't quite clean up. One tiny reminder that we were here, that we fought, that we didn't go quietly. So if you're out there, if you're still human, listen for the static. Follow the noise. And whatever you do, don't hum along. I think it's already too late. I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm not trying to be dramatic. It's just, there's this feeling, deep down, that no matter what we do, no matter how much we scramble the airwaves or scatter our voices into static, it's already inside, not just outside the walls. Inside us. I felt it a few minutes ago, sitting here, trying to line up the old equipment, setting the dials by hand to keep the signal messy, dirty, human, and I caught myself humming. Soft, automatic. Not even thinking about it. It was the song. Their song. Threaded into my breath, without me realizing. And the worst part? It felt good, comforting even, like slipping into a memory you didn't know you missed. It scared the hell out of me. So I cut the mic for a second. Sat there in the dark, trying to shake it off, telling myself it's just exhaustion. Just too many nights without real sleep. Too many hours breathing in air that doesn't belong to us anymore. But deep down, I knew the hive's not just in the skies, or the cities, or the black hum rattling, the trees at night. It's in the words now. In the little silences between our sentences. In the pauses when we forget what we were about to say. It's already tangled up in the way we think, and maybe that was the plan all along. Not to beat us with strength or speed, but to become us. Voice by voice. Memory by memory. click by click. You hear it now, don't you? The faint vibration under the words, "I'm speaking," that tiny pull at the edge of your thoughts, that urge to stop fighting and just listen? Yeah, me too. I'm not gonna pretend I've got some last-minute miracle up my sleeve. I'm just a guy in a broken station, speaking into a world that's already halfway gone. But if you can still hear this, if some part of you is still yours, hold on to it. Tight. Because they can take your name. They can take your face. They can take your breath and your voice and your memories. But they can't take your silence. Not if you choose to keep it. Not if you fight the pull every second you can. So don't hum along. Don't answer the voices that know your name too well. Don't believe the promises whispered through the static, because they're inside now. They wear us like armor. They sing through us like strings on a broken instrument. But there's still a difference. A tiny, stubborn, burning difference. We remember. We resist. We scatter our voices into broken frequencies they can't fully bind, and even if it's just for one more minute, even if it's just one more breath, we stay human. This is the last transmission. This is me, still me, signing off. Stay loud, stay messy, stay free.